go. God, I always get so nervous doing this every time. Every time it live stream. You checked it out? Yeah, I know, I did. Yeah, right, we're gonna go. Okay. Right then. Hello one all, how are we feeling today? We'll just give you guys a few minutes, to get started in and all that. Hello one all. Welcome to this live edition of the Purple Rain Podcast. It is Monday, May 25th, 2026. So we're just about 6 days. 5 or 6 days. 5 days. 5 days, 6 days? 5 days, so 5 days off removed. So it's complete. We have been here in the UK. We have been on heat wave since Friday. It's been terrible. Perfect if you've been doing some staycationing here on the bank holiday weekend, but it's just dreadful. We have not even finished spring yet, and already the nasty summer weather is here. It's here. So you might be able to see it on my face. For those of you watching, we are seeing it every single year here in the UK. I don't know what it is, but the summer weather just gets worse and worse and worse year in, year out. And it does make, recording this show in the summer months very, very difficult. But we are going to soldier on. We are going to soldier on, especially as we've got a lot of content coming up over the summer. But there's literally nothing we can do. I was saying to YouTube earlier, we should maybe get like a mini fan here, but that won't work because the sound of that will pick up on the recording. So anyway, yeah. So if I trip up on a few things, we're gonna blame it on this nasty heat wave that we are pretty much gonna be stuck in for the next few days. It's been like this since Friday. Yeah, it's been like this since Friday. Anyway, so we are 5 days. Yeah, correct. We are 5 days removed from the World Cup final, and the Montreal Victoire are your new World Cup champions. That's gonna get used to saying. What, because Montreal's won the cup, or because we've now been dethroned? Maybe both, lady, maybe both. Yeah, so this has become like a little tradition for us three. After the World Cup final, we come up here, we spend at least an hour, looking back on the championship. And I wasn't too sure if we were going to still do it this year, given how, we were dethroned. Obviously, Dreamland is still going to be a recurring thing, and that season 2 is out tomorrow. Season 2 of Dreamland is out tomorrow, guys. The episodes will start dropping from midday here in the UK, and there'll be an episode 1 per hour. So all the episodes will be out by 11 a.m. Eastern. Not sure what is on the Central. 10 a.m. is it? I'll take your word for it. Yeah, all episodes should be out by 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. So the first episode drops from midday, and they'll drop an hour. And of course, we'll recap last year's World Cup finals. Victoire fans, you will need to wait until May 20, 2027 for Dreamland to cover your championship run. So we do it the day of the anniversary of the cup. So 1 year to the day is when we drop each year's season. So yours will be coming up May 20, 2027. Gonna get the scripts for that run over the summer. I think we'll get that recorded, maybe say like September, October. Allow the jersey to come back again. Yeah, so Victoire fans, we will not bite. We will not bite. We will be gracious, okay? Because we are really happy for you guys. Don't get us wrong. We are so happy that you have now won a new team. A new team has won the World Cup, which is exciting. And we kind of knew that one day this would happen. Mirza will be dethroned. A new team will take its place. And I think Montreal Victoire fans, the one piece of advice I'd like to give you guys from one champion to another is mentally prepare yourselves for the day you get dethroned. Yes, right now you're in the honeymoon phase, you're in jubilations, feeling like you want to go and paint the town burgundy and cream and all that. Please do that, but mentally prepare yourselves. When it gets closer to season 4, the puck drop on season 4, when it gets closer to your bar night, mentally prepare yourselves for the day you get dethroned. Because that's what I had to do back in the brought to season 2, because I knew how super competitive this league was. Every team's going to want to come from Minnesota and get that cup. So, that's the one piece of advice I want to give you, Big 12 fans, is obviously have your celebrations, but after that, start mentally preparing for the day that you get dethroned. Now, of course, it will still sting, as it did sting for us, obviously, in Game 5 of the finals, but it will hurt a lot less if you're already mentally prepared for that, rather than not, okay? That's the one piece of advice I want to give you guys. So, the Big 12 this season, going into the season, I kind of felt was a team built to win the World Cup. I mean, if we go back to expansion, yeah, you've been saying how you felt that the Big 12's expansion losses weren't as big compared to the teams. Yes, they did lose Marine, and they also lost Caleb Barnes, but didn't lose Ambrose. Didn't lose Ambrose. You thought they were going to lose both Barnes and Ambrose last year. Yeah, they saw that coming from a mile away. Yep. Because what happened after you said that statement, boy? They used their full protection slot on Ambrose. Yeah, I might not be lucky this time. Yeah. But I just kind of felt the Big 12's, losses weren't as big compared to other teams. Yeah, so that's why you were quite stunned in the first half, how they weren't really living up to the high expectations that they were supposed to be. It was Oz and Boston, jostling for first place. And then it was always like, when we got back from La Cortina, it was always like a switch had flipped. And they realised, oh, we could win the World Cup. And we start acting like it. And I think what's really impressive in that second half was how they spent a lot of time without their captain. She was badly injured. She was not 100%, yet still was with the World Cup. Oh, so that's a lesson to be learned, Leon Draisaitl. Oh! Well, because he was badly injured, wasn't he, during the Compass Bars when they lost to Colorado a few years ago, and yet they couldn't get over the line, yet here in Montreal did, so, yeah. We can't stop shaking the amateurs. Well, it's not our fault. Not our fault, nah. But the fact they managed, and I remember when we came back from Lockheed, we thought, oh, how is this going to impact them? Will this affect them? But no, they found a way to get themselves back into first place, win the league title again for the second year in a row. Yeah, back-to-back league champions. They technically this year they did the double. No, this year they did the double. They've got the league and the World Cup. But incredible. It's incredible what was done. I just felt this team, you should be that team that people look at and think, this is the team that's going to win the World Cup this year. Okay? So, the second half is a lot more better than the first half, but overall, I mean, they go up with like an 11-game point streak. I think it was that. Might have been more, I can't recall. Okay, but it was incredible, yeah. And mainly, that's thanks to a lot of their firepower. So Marie Purplereigne, Captain Clutch, who will come to in a moment, Laura Stacey, Hayes Scamora. Scamora might be a bit of an expansion target. We'll see how that goes in a few weeks' time. Aaron to be it. Then their netminder. Could she make a case for maybe, I don't know, MVP? Maybe. Right, could be. Could make a case for MVP. We will see. But no, it's absolutely incredible what she has managed to do for Montreal in that net. I mean, if they lose her, it's goal, it's lights out. The Big 12 really does feel like how the Fleet really need Frankel. That's incredible. So yeah, so league champions once again. And I can feel it. Oh god. Can feel it once again. Yeah, so league champions once again. And I want to talk about Montreal's decision, okay? Yeah. I don't get why so many people felt that was a shock when they announced the pick. Because we spent the entire of April, so that last month of the regular season, we spent the whole of that preparing ourselves for the worst. Because if you're Montreal and you've won the league back-to-back years now, you have only lost once to Minnesota in franchise history in Montreal. Why wouldn't you do it? Why? And also, the Big 12 won every single game in this year's regular season series. 2 in OT, even got a shutout in Waldo as well. Might have been 2. At least 1. I remember at least 1. I'm not sure but 2, by the way. Yeah. So I just don't get why. I know, even at the start of the semi-finals, everyone was like, oh, there's a shot. Montreal picked it. Like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I think if Boston did it, would have been a bit of a shock. What, despite the approach was Ottawa. No, I think Boston would have wanted to have taken it Ottawa just to try and prove a point. No, but I think Boston picking us would have been a shock. But Montreal, no. It makes sense. If you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. Yeah. Plus, wouldn't you want on your resume to say that you were the ones that took down the champs? Wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't you want to be the ones that got to say you took down the first ever team to win the World Cup, first ever team to make it back-to-back cup titles, and still the only team in the USA to win the World Cup? Okay, so that reign still attached, even though the buzzer now gone, right? So I just don't get why so many people were saying it's a bit of a shock. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. And I remember when we on the night of the pick was made, I read it out to these two. These two looked like they were in pain. These two look like you'd just been run over by a car, but in the middle of the night by some rat-ass youth. He clearly had one too many. Anyway, you look like a wounded fox. That's what you... And I straight away could see what Montreal is thinking, okay? You know, because by picking us, they pick a team that they feel they can beat. But at the same time, you're giving Boston, who is likely your biggest threat to the World Cup, you're giving them a tough opponent. And I just couldn't stop, you know, myself from saying I respect the pick. I know the amount of times I heard you be like, you know, just I lost kind of heard I keep saying stop praising them. I know. I was like, seriously, this is for a single player game and began. You're already thinking it's a but it's the move I would make. It's the move I would make. Montreal played my move. They used my move against me. Okay, it's exactly the same move that I would have made. So I had to do. So I couldn't not respect it because that is the move that I would make if I was going about thinking who I would choose as my opponent for the semi-finals. It's the exact move to make. Now, just about Montreal played the system brilliantly this time round. They clearly learned from what happened last year. Because last year in this position, they chose Ottawa. Ottawa knocked them out in 4 games. Even the fans were chanting, "You chose us," and it was out. Lights out for Montreal. Okay? And all those games were close. They're only by about 1 goal score lines in each of those games last year against Ottawa. This year they thought, right, we don't probably want to go up against Ottawa this time round. We probably don't want to go against this time round. Let's see if we can be the ones that takes down Minnesota and ends their reign. And they did. And I just felt after that first game, and I don't like how the commentary team at the end of it says that Minnesota stole game 1. No, he fucking didn't. No, he fucking didn't. Okay? Because the good portions of that game, we were the better team. We were the better. Montreal never led in that first game. We were the better team. The only mistake we made was letting Britta Carslemy on the ice. Oh, we all were feeling at that. Look, we just retook the lead. Montreal tied at 2-2. We then got the lead back. Britta then goes and does that stupid hit. And all 3 of us were just screaming, "You stupid cow! You stupid cow!" Because we knew what was going to happen next. She's going to get suspended. And oh, she did. Now, I'll talk more about this on the playoff show. I'm going to be recording that at some point next week. But I'll say it now, so it's on the record. I don't think, even if Britta was in the line for game 2, we would have won that. No, I still think we would have lost that game. I don't think Britain Alive in Game 2 would have changed a single thing, okay? It still would have been a loss for us, okay? But it might have been a more competitive game than it actually was, because that was one of those 1-0 losses, which I can't stand in any form of hockey. And I think we were lucky to get to come away with Montreal with a split. I think that was the aim. We were kind of thinking, right, it's going to be tough in Montreal, but they wouldn't win that bar once. Let's just go for the split. Let's come away with the split and take it from there. It's just the split was done the wrong way round. We won game 1 first, then win game 2. Normally, you want to go for a split result, you start on the road. You want to get game 2 under your belt so that you can then put the pressure on Montreal. We didn't do that. We didn't do that this time around. Now, and I just felt the scheduling was also a complete mess. I mean, Boston Oilers game, what was it, 6 days between their games 2 and 3, and we only got 24 hours between games 3 and 4. Well, you can blame Nordy for that. You can blame Nordy and Bernie. He's over there. Bernie's over there. I can see him. You can blame Nordy and Bernie for that. The NHL knew that we were going to go on a playoff run. You knew, Gary. You knew that. Okay, you still scheduled this way. Plus, on the 10th of May, there was a event going on in Grand Casino, so we could not have had that day regardless. So, basically, the NHL scheduled that break between games 2 and 3 in the Wild Avalanche series, but no goddamn reason. No goddamn reason. At all. At all. Anywho, yeah, less of that, the better. Yeah, I just felt, yeah, it was a tough pill to swallow, that series, you know, because obviously, you want to hold that cup for as long as you possibly can. And unfortunately, it was not to be, but we had a really good run. I'm still proud of this team, no matter what happened, but, you know. I think the big contribution to why Montreal won the cup is the penalty kill. None more evident in our series against us. What have I been saying to YouTube for the past 3 years now? Regardless of Minnesota. What have I been saying? Power play. Power play needs to be better. And Montreal, penalty kill was rock solid. I mean, how many opportunities did we have in game 3? 7, was it? I think it was 7. 7 opportunities we had to get on the power play goal, on the player advantage, and we did not take opportunity in any single one of them. In any single one of them. None of them. Not a single one. Yeah. Just ridiculous. Do you mind you two hold the fort? Yeah. God. So he is struggling. Can't make your point. I just need a mug. He is really bad in the heat. Get George to the corner any day. I just felt Montreal's penalty kill was so rock solid. That was to me, that was the big reason why they were able to win our series. And I felt it was also very evident against Ottawa. Now, I'm not sure Ottawa had that many power play opportunities compared to what we did. But when Ottawa was able to go on the power play, they weren't really able to make the most of it. And unfortunately, that's what let them down as well. So Montreal's penalty kill was a huge factor as to why they were able to win the World Cup. Yeah. And we've talked about special teams over the years. Not just us three. Not just us three. Also, Mafisa Scooby, Hatterplur, Space Hatterplur, our East crew members, yeah, of this pack, yeah. We've had a conversation about the AHL. You and Hannah George have had about the AHL. Yep. We've all another three now with the PHL. What would you rather have working, PK or power play? I'm so glad you did not just say PK or PP. Don't. And Montreal showed just how brilliant you can be on the penalty kill. That is the penalty kill we need to see from teams in this league. Yep. Because it's just rock solid. Yep. Yeah. It just needs some, I know. God. Can we not maybe get one and power it up? Like an hour before we come and record? What's like an hour before? I'm just saying maybe like an hour before we come on up here, you put it on and like and then we can try and call it a bit. I'll look into it. I'll look into it. I'm sure many of you have got fans at home and you can use them brilliantly, but we can't in here. We can't, because obviously, you know, the noise would pick up on the podcast. If you've checked out some of the episodes over the years, you'll know that any noise outside has picked up, like the ice cream bar has picked up quite a few times. We've had fireworks pick up during bonfire night a few times. So, literally, it's not like it's just in here, it's also outside. But obviously we can't control what's going on outside. That's understandable. But it's like literally here. So, but I think you're right, because this is bad. This is bad. I mean, it's bad. It's game rugby to about nearly 6:30 our time in the evening, and yet it's still not cooling down. It's bad. It's also a bad way to try to sleep. Oh, tell me about it. No way could I watch this sport during the summer. No way. No way. No way. Right, I'm going to give it a go. Coming back. If I have to do it again, please bear with me, okay? You two can just hold the fort, really. Yeah, so PWHL was a huge reason as to why Montreal was able to power their way through to both the finals and then to the cup. But what I think is interesting is the resilience of the Victoire, especially how we saw between the recuperation from Game 5 of the semi-finals to Game 1 of the World Cup finals. Now, we didn't see the schedule until the next day, so that was that would have been the 13th of May. And the fact that, we're starting, tomorrow. But what? Literally tomorrow? But Game 5 only just happened! Yeah. What was more bizarre about what was more funny about that schedule, George? The fact that Game 1 was starting 2 days after Game 5 of the semi-final, or the fact that Game 2 was the same night as the Eurovision final? Yeah, we've been there, we've already covered that. We've already covered that with Theresa Piper. We've been there, done that. And if I have to choose that over Eurovision again, I'll gladly do so. Belgium might be joining you in boycott, George. Well, it's the Flemish broadcaster's turn next year. So that's why. It's the Flemish broadcaster's turn next year, and of course, they, like us, filled us where they do. Anyway, but that could throw a lot of teams off. You've literally, you played one night, you only get 1 day's full of rest, and then you're straight back into it. That would normally throw some teams off, but with Montreal, it didn't, and the fact that they managed to steal Game 1. And I bet a lot of Charge fans will look back at this season being, Game 1 was where it all fell apart. Because, lady, remind them, the Charge were 2 seconds away, guys. 2 seconds away from getting Game 1 under their belt, doing what we did, win Game 1 in Montreal. It didn't happen. 2 seconds. And the sequence quite well, because obviously, Laura Stacey, you can tell that, okay? Laura Stacey goes down. Okay. Took a bit of a while to work out what was wrong and all that. Got all the ice. We resumed back in play, and then with 2 seconds to go, Abby Rock ties it, and then Montreal scores very quickly in that overtime session again. We were prepared for a very long session. We were prepared for a long night. Yeah. But no, it happened quickly. It was done quickly. Very done quickly. Yeah. It was done really quick. Yeah. So that's incredible. And then, that move in game two. Right. Highlight reel from Pamaki Flaherty, and the speed. Not for don't give Marie-Philippe Poulin the puck in overtime, because she'll either score the game winner or she'll provide an assist to the game winner. Yeah. So you just need to make sure. Now we don't know what that missed call was. Yeah. We heard afterwards there was a bit of a scuffle about a missed call. We don't know what it is. Me and Lady. Pluto, of course, wasn't there because he was watching the Eurovision final with Theresa Piper, so you don't know what's going on at all. Me and Lady have watched it a few times, the sequence a few times. We can't really work out what went wrong. At the end of the day, Montreal's up 2-0 in the series. You think, oh my god, is this going to be done and dusted quickly? Because this is the first time in league history we've had an all-Canadian final. And I hope we can get another all-Canadian final very soon. Maybe Vancouver, Hamilton, maybe? Oh, Cara. Well, I did say... Okay. I did say going to start the season, I did say that Vancouver could maybe win the World Cup this year. They were kind of like my, if not us, I'd rather them pick. So, who knows? And Hamilton's an exciting market ahead, guys. So, I would not be surprised if Vancouver and Hamilton would be a potential World Cup finals matchup. So, I hope we get another All-Canadian matchup. I'm not too sure if this was the first ever All-Canadian matchup in my lifetime. They're very rare. And of course, obviously, the only way it can happen in the AHL is if an Eastern Canadian team and a Western Canadian team meets the final. But that's never going to happen in a million years, is it, guys? Let's be honest, that's never going to happen. Gary Bettman will never allow that. That's never going to happen. And of course, obviously, the Abbotsford Canucks won the Calder Cup last year. What happened to that team, eh? What happened to that team? What a massive fall of grace that was. But I think this might have been the first time in my lifetime. So you got to go all the way back to 1996 when the Colorado Avalanche won their first Stanley Cup. I'm not too sure if that has happened in my lifetime before in any pro hockey league. So for me, I was really excited. Even though obviously we've just been deframed by Montreal, I was really excited for this World Cup finals. You know, an all-Canadian matchup, very rare, and we had two really good teams, both with a lot to prove. I thought we were going to be very interesting. So I kind of felt initially we were going to go to 4 at the very least, but not because of the situation it was going to be in. Now, you being more like, wins game 1, Montreal wins game 2, and then it's a toss-up who gets game 3 and game 4. Yeah. But for Ottawa, the moment Montreal won game 2, you kind of felt, okay, the chances of Ottawa winning this series are now slim. Because Amrei Despierre is one of those netminders who very, very rarely loses back-to-back games. Okay? And I was saying this the rest of the way in the series. She very rarely loses back-to-back games. But you've now got to beat her, not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row. That is easier said than done, and I'm not joking. That is easier said than done. I'm not kidding. So I kind of felt, well, there's a chance, because I have seen it done before in the Calder Cup playoffs. I've seen it done there. Many with Milwaukee, because they are quite the stars of doing that. They know how to do that very successfully. But it'd be quite hard to do against a netminder like Amrei Despierre. And the fact that Ottawa got game 3 was impressive. I mean, wow. That sequence in game 3 was just, oh my god. I think, because I'll admit, when Haley Scamora, I'll hold my hands up. Okay. When Haley Scamora got that goal in game 3, I generally thought, that's it. Wheel Walter out. Get ready. Here we go. Let's go. Allez Victoire and all that, because Ottawa wasn't really putting up that much of a fight in that game. And then the fact that when Ottawa tied was like, whoa, here we go. And then out of nowhere gets the game winner. When it was like, what? It's like, what? And it was on a lengthy call. It went to CSR. It was lengthy. We knew how important it was. That's just going to be flashbacks to what happened in 2024. We knew how big this was, and the fact that the good goal was like, oh, yeah, just brilliant. And thank you, Ottawa Charge, for doing that. Thank you, Ottawa Charge, for not letting this end in 3, because if it had, then I don't think San Jose would have got the fair spotlight it got this time last week. Okay, so thank you, Ottawa Charge, for that. You're welcome from San Jose. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, last night I have signed up to San Jose's newsletter. So I will now be getting newsletters from both the Frost and San Jose. Did it last night. Dual affiliation, guys. There's going to be an episode about that coming out fairly soon, explaining that dual affiliation. Yeah. But game 4 was kind of like, okay, Montreal was like, okay, they stole 1 from us, not doing it again. And it was close for a fair amount of time, but once Montreal got that first goal, the floodgates just opened, and the jailbreak, oh my god, that jailbreak goal, and the fact that it was Marie-Philippe Poulin in the box, you couldn't write it, but that sequence, it was like a breakaway, it's like, oh my god, wow, is it, and I just felt, that's the goal that's done it, that's the goal that is going to seal the Victoire their first ever cup. That's the goal. Then they got an extra 2 for good measure. Yeah, well, by goal 3 or 4, there you go. There's the icing on the cake. There's no cake today, boys and girls, sadly, but, speaking of cakes, you actually make them in air fryers? Because I got told on Friday that apparently you can make cake in an air fryer. Like, seriously? You don't see that on Bake Off? Look it up. I am going to be looking into an air fryer. Maybe I'll get one from Shark Ninja. But really? You make cakes in air fryers? Get away. Yeah. So when the Victoire won the cup and they were having their celebrations, I caught myself having a smile on my face, and it just, to me, that just shows what I've been saying about this league from day one. There's no other sports league in the world where I can be happy for my opponent. There's just none. If that was the Stanley Cup, no way would I be able to be happy and have a smile on my face that it's just won. No way. But because it's a PWHL and we are kind of like a family, we come together for one another. We look out for one another. And the fact I had that smile on my face, I was able to be happy for them, which just, for me, amazing. It just shows how big of a person I am, how much I've grown being involved with this league. Because I'm so looking forward to seeing. Obviously, I want another cup in Minnesota. Of course, I do. 2's not enough. 2's not enough. And when we're next in Minnesota, we try and do a better job of spotting the banners. I think we might need to go on the other side, because obviously we were at Minnesota. We were in block 1-5, and I couldn't spot the banners. So maybe if we go on the opposite side, we'll probably find the banners. We'll see. We'll see. I think we're going to do just Minnesota again first before making the trek out to Zaze, because initially I was thinking about next trip I'd like to do just Minnesota, because we didn't get opportunity to explore that properly. But of course Zaze's now come in and thrown a wrench in things, so we'll see how that goes, boys and girls. But I think the next trip might just be Minnesota. We just pick out the Frost's longest home stand. We'll see. Something to think about over the summer. We're not decided just yet. Not decided just yet. We're waiting. Obviously, we have to wait till schedules, but we're not deciding that just yet. But we might do. Yeah, we might. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. So this is the only league where I can be happy for my first, and I'm so looking forward to seeing how the Victoire over the next few months are going to celebrate their World Cup. Will they have any really good stories to tell on Drops and Jills next year, like how Denise Shizaba had with her time with the cup that she talked about on this year's Drops and Jills? That was quite a story. So it's just incredible, and I'm looking forward to it. The championship parade's on Saturday, which is found out today. So breaking news, guys! Breaking news. The Victoire's championship parade is going to be happening this Saturday. That's May the 30th. So obviously we'll keep an eye on that. Might come back in next week. We'll do a bonus episode on that. Support party, guys. That is next week. I need to go again. But no. Okay, go number one. Here we go again. You're doing very well. Oh my god. This is. I think this might be the worst one yet. We say that every year. Yeah, but this year we've got lots more work to do. Yeah. And for other shows, we've got a lot of bonus episodes still to come. We've got report cards to do for each team. I've still got to do that also for the nations in the Olympics this year, and Lady, you've got to build you up for the World Championships. So there's actually still a lot to do. So, oh god. So this literally just found that out today. So it's this Saturday they'll be doing their championship parade. Is it going to be a proper parade, or will it be like us? We'll just do a celebration inside the arena. We'll fight on Saturday. Yeah, because we didn't really do championship parades. We basically just did a celebration inside Grand Casino Arena. Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah. So it wasn't really like a proper parade. It was just like we just go out and have a celebration inside Grand Casino Arena. But isn't that what you probably would do? Well, Plus Bell's too small for that type of celebration there. That can only fit about 10,000 people. So if you want to do a proper celebration, you need to try and get Bell's there. But of course, that's busy because obviously Montreal is in the Eastern Conference Finals. Wow. Could they do it? Could they do it? Do you think that? It's tied 1-1. Tonight's game 3. Oh, okay. Tonight's game 3. It's tied 1-1. So, who knows? Who knows? Yep. Yep. We'll see. I'm kind of tempted to watch that tonight because I want to see if the Canadians do like a celebration for the Victoire. Yeah. So I'm kind of tempted to stay up and watch that because I want to see if the Canadians do anything for the Victoire. Because I would. We know the Senators did for the Charge. Yeah, because they do. While the Senators play games, they congratulated the Ottawa Charge on clinching their spot in the postseason. Yeah. So we know. Yeah. So we know the Charge. Oh, Senators did. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. 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 I just think that's been. I want to pick up what you were talking about, George. You know, that smile on your face. That just shows how far he's come. And how much he's grown, and how much this league has done to him. Now, there's always say, no other sports league could do that. No other sports league could George do that. So, it's incredible what this league's done to him, and we're just, go ready for another season. Yeah, exciting times ahead, although, not for the next few weeks, they're not. No. And George gave a bit you guys some advice. I'd like to also give the Victoire fans some advice. Okay. Wait until after the draft to start before you start celebrating. Oh, because obviously we've got expansion. Yeah, because the expansion process is expected to start, I think, next week. Yes, it is next week. It is. It originally was going to start this Thursday, so when we're at Waitress. Oh, yeah. So looking forward to seeing that live. Yeah. It was going to start on Thursday, and then at some point last week it said, no, we're starting in June, so I need to double check the dates. We don't know how the Victoire is going to handle the expansion process this time around. So I'd say to you guys, maybe, obviously, have this championship parade on Saturday, but then maybe don't start properly celebrating until after the draft. The entry draft this year is June 17 in Detroit. Yeah, so that's just less than what, 3 weeks away now, roughly. Yeah, roughly 3 weeks away. So from June 18, that's when you can start. Sorry, that's what basically birthday. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, bear that in mind. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But obviously, you want to start now, please start now. But maybe pause. Pause the celebrations during the expansion process, and unpause them after June, and then once your bar goes up, that's it. Your focus is on trying to defend that. Right, while I'm trying to cool down, let me ask the question to you too, and I will come up, when I feel ready to come back, I can come back on and ask myself. Could the Montreal Victoire repeat? Oh, that's the question I want to ask you both. Could the Victoire repeat? Because we did it. Okay, we did it. We were the first US team to make it back-to-back titles. Could the Victoire be the first Canadian team to make it back-to-back titles? They could, but maybe not next year. Oh! I just know that for a 12-team league, it might be a lot more harder to try and defend that than it would if it was just staying at 8 teams. Okay. I think the reason why it was easier for us to defend the crown in season 2 was because it was still just a 16 league. But obviously expansion came in, it messed everything around a bit, each team got affected at some point in the season, and for us it happened at the wrong time. Yeah. Oh yeah. I definitely felt an expansion hit by each team, but it was at various different points, so I can't really pinpoint exactly when it happened each one, but yeah, ours definitely came at the wrong time. So I think they could, but maybe no. I would not be surprised if, say, one of the new expansion teams or someone else takes it off them next year. So I think so you're making this bold prediction now. We could have a third team win the cup next year. Okay, lady. would like to say no, because I would like to, as you just put, George, I'd like someone else to win next year. Okay. We can't, at this early stage, it's not really a good thing to have back-to-back champions. Yeah. I mean, I know we did in season 1 and 2, and that's our bad, but, you know, could anyone really have stopped in that season, in those 2 seasons? No. Yeah. You know, we played it to our best ability, and we won the cup when we won the cup. Yeah. So, no was the answer. But I think maybe... So you personally would like to not see back-to-back champions for a while? Yeah, I just want more teams to get their first cups, and then we can have another back-to-back champion. Yeah. Because like I said, George, I want to see what these teams can do when they get the cup. I want to see what celebrations they're going to have. I want to see what stories they can tell, you know, next season about what you did over the summer. So, if it's the same teams constantly winning time and time again, then it's a bit of a problem. Okay. So, I personally, while I think the Victoire could, I personally would not want them to do it again next year because it would just not feel right. Someone else needs to have a go at winning it again next year. The question is who, I don't know. Yeah, so I personally think the Victoire could do it again, but I'll concur with Lady. I would think, nah. I think let's let someone else win next year, and we'll take it from. Take it there. God, it's really bad. It's bad. Yeah, we knew it was gonna happen. So yeah. Let's talk now. MPP. She's been a thorn in our side for years. Like Hillary, was there from my first Olympics back in 2010. And she's won it all. She's won Olympic gold, she's won World Championships. You know, the World Cup was the last thing missing for her. And she's now done it. She's done it. She's now got it. And it's a huge moment, an iconic athlete. Definitely going to go to the Hall of Fame, where it's time for her to retire. Which might not be for quite some time yet, because I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if she was to go back for a 6th Olympics. I would not be surprised. I mean, she would be at the French Arts. She would be the exact same age that Sidney Crosby was this year in Milan Cortina. So, I could see her do it. I could see her do it. Well, she was not at full strength in Milan Cortina, let's face it. And I think she's not going to want that to be her last legacy in the Olympics. She's going to want one more. So, and do it. Do it. Go on. Go for it. Yeah. She's going to want one more go. So, we're not surprised she does. Yeah, she's just an incredible athlete. Obviously, she's been there 4.5 years. I mean, 2014, still the back of our minds. Yeah, George was graduating high school that year. Yep. And, that gold medal game still haunts me, George, because it was just, it was Pelen that did the dagger. It was Pelen in that gold medal game. In Sochi, back in 2014, that obviously sealed the deal, and it was just, it was our own damn fault. It was the Team USA's own damn fault. We've got no one to blame but ourselves, but, yeah, it was so close! We were so close to ending Canada's reign, and that would have ended it at 3 instead of it being 4. Yeah, we got so close. No, but she has been an incredible player for the sport, and I'm just so pleased for her that she's finally now got that World Cup to her to bank, to her name, and to see her hoist that cup. Another kind of full circle moment, because obviously 16 years ago, she was on the podium winning gold, and now here she is hoisting the first ever World Cup, not just for Montreal, but also the first ever World Cup for Canada, because this was Canada's first ever World Cup. And I just loved the excitement that obviously all the Canadians had this World Cup bars, because they knew how big it was, the World Cup was going to be coming to Canada. Even at the end, when they went to the celebration presentation, he was about saying how the World Cup's coming to Canada. So great to see that future. It just reminds you how this is Canada sport. Yeah. And the fact that a women's Canadian hockey team has won a championship for a men's Canadian hockey team, I think that speaks a lot. Don't start the gender wars now, George. Bring it on, motherfuckers. I'll take them on. I've already had to deal with this bloody heat. What? I'm already hot and sweaty as it is, so bring it on, boys. Bring it on. Get your kit. Strip off. Let's go. Bundle. Are you sure you're not talking fantasies, George? Enough off. But brilliant for her. Obviously, it's a huge legendary player in the game, and to see her now win at World Cup was amazing, and to see all the other players. Just to see the celebration, you can see how much, because obviously Montreal the last few seasons have literally built as a team that could contend. It's just they couldn't find ways to get out of that first round. They just could not find a way to get out of the semi-finals. The scoring depth wasn't there in the previous playoffs compared to this round. And I think that's the big takeaway, is that Montreal has had the scoring depth this time around compared to the previous two postseasons. We even saw flashes of it during the regular season this year, which obviously helped get in the league title again. So, if Montreal can keep that scoring depth on a consistent basis, you will go far. Ask yourselves how we may have gone far. Because we have our scoring depth, and so even when our star players, they're not on fine form, we know the rest of the team can step up to play and provide, and we've seen it plenty of times before, so we're going to see it again. Like Sidney Morin! Sidney Morin had a big series in this semis this year. She got two goals. Yeah. So there you go, that's a good example. Yeah. So if you can find this depth scoring on a regular basis in Montreal, then you're going to go far. Yeah. But hopefully not too far. And I'm just going to get the phone because I'll read out to you guys the players for the Victoire who now enter the Triple Gold Club. Because we did an episode on that not long after Blanca Cortina. So we'll just go through that again now. So, do I already explain to the boys and girls at home? Never got any towels, but I've had to keep using all my tissues. Oh dear. But it's fine, I will stock them up this week when I do this week's groceries. I'll stock them up. Okay, I'll stock them up. And all that, so it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Any better over there? No. Our whole Kai would absolutely love being in our bedroom. Steady! Steady! Steady, George! Steady! No, you know what I mean! You know what I mean. It's like a bloody sauna. So Kai would absolutely love it. Not sure about Dara though. Right, so the Big 12 got 5 players now in the Triple Gold Club, and they are, no surprises, who 2 of them are. So, Marie-Philippe Poulin, Amélie Desbiens, and Ambrose, Laura Stacey, and Haley Scamora are all now added to the Triple Gold Club. Those are players who have won World Championship gold, Olympic gold, and their least respective championship. Now, Scamora, interestingly, Scamora becomes the first player in history to win gold and the Olympics and the championship in the exact same season. Bear in mind, I'm going to do it again. Oh, here we go. So this is, bear in mind, there's only ever been so far one Olympic cycle to happen during the PWHL season. So bear in mind. Okay, so that's very good for her. And she's of those 5, she's the lone American. Yep, she's the lone American on that list. Laura Stacey, of course, won gold alongside her Canadian teammates in Beijing back in 2022. Ambrose 3 World Championships, and obviously the 2022 Olympic in Beijing. And lesbian, of course. Yeah, she's already got gold to her name, as well as World Championships and now the World Cup. And then Marie Fleet-Glenn, 5 Olympics to her name. Gold, silver, she's won it all. I was MVP. Oh! That's the last thing we can do. Okay, you two go first, and then I will come back afterwards. Okay, you two go first. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Okay, yeah, so the Arcos MVP, I think there was a lot of players who you could have considered could have been in that category this year. Allez Victoire, for example, I think should have been. Yeah, did Maurice basically turn to that Desmond and think it should be you? Yeah. Like, yeah, that says it all. Yeah, that says it all. Yeah. That says it all. Yeah. I think she would have been my pick. Yeah, I felt, because let's face it, do the Big 12 get the cup without Desbian? No. They don't. No, they don't. They don't. They do not. Okay? So, Desbian played huge moments in that series. She made a lot of key saves in both the semi-final against us and the final against Aura. So, I think that could be a consideration. You could only argue, I know, say, Abby Rock, who played big. Oh, yeah. Played big in both. Yeah. And it's so interesting with Rock that she was one of those trades that the New York Stars made on the draft floor in Ottawa. Yeah. Both were shocking. Well, the one that shocked you more was Shut Up. Yeah. Now I know that's hard thinking, really? Montreal wants a player like that on their team? Okay. It'll be your funeral. She can be quite a handful, but okay. If you want her, you've got her. Yep. So, okay, Big Swat, off you go. I'm sure York's thrilled. Well, not sure they got rid of all these little prospects. Yeah, sure they are. Yeah. But I think for me, Anna Desbian maybe should have been at the top of the food. That's what I can't say. Is that why she's now your pick MVP? We're not going to release that yet. That Wednesday. Yeah. Rookie of the Year is tomorrow, and then on Wednesday we'll get MVP. Obviously I haven't got enough time on Thursday, and I'm not sure I've got time on Friday either to do the nominee show, so I think that will be done next week. Okay. I'm not too sure if I've got any time on Friday. I don't know. We'll have to see. Definitely not got time on Thursday, because obviously me and Plato are at waitress. I need to check which bit at this point. I'll do that later afterwards. What, when you finish melting? When you finish doing that? Yeah. Yeah. So we got 4 nominees we got 4 categories last week, and we're getting 2 on this week. Feels weird because normally you get them through like the first rounds of the playoffs. Normally they're all out by the end of by the time the finals start. But obviously, okay, this time, which is fine. It's fine. Maybe there's some news we can get to look at during the off season. But I think Desbian would have been my pick for MVP, because I felt that she was a huge part as to why the Big 12 got the cup. I'm not taking anything away from Marie Glenn, but I felt Desbian did more to help get the cup compared to what Marie Glenn did. I remember us three said it was the safe option. Yeah, that's what us three said. We said it was like a safe option to go with Marie Glenn, compared to maybe go with Desbian or Abby Rock, for instance. Yeah, so. Whew! Come on. Right, Right, guys. Right, we are almost there, actually. We just need to hear you talk about MPP, being MVP, and everything. That will probably go. Okay, right. We're gonna power through. Yeah, we're gonna power through this last bit. We need to hear your say. We're gonna power through this last bit. Here we go. Come back over if you can. Come on, let's power through. We're almost there. Right. Okay, so. He's back. Am I surprised that Marie Philip was named MVP? No. Do I think it was the right decision? Probably not. With Lady, I would have gone with Desbian. Yeah, I would have gone with Desbian. Over Marie Philip any day of the week with that, because I felt Desbian did so much more. Desbian's the huge reason why the Victoire got the cup. Just saying. Yeah. Just saying. Okay? Just saying. Okay, so I think, well, I'm not surprised that Marie Philip won Power MVP. I think it should go to Desbian. Right, so, is that all? Yeah. Okay, so there we go. So, yeah, so it feels a bit weird doing this for other teams, but we had a good discussion. We kind of thought, why not? So, yeah, it's like a little tradition that us three have done for the last 2 seasons. We thought, let's continue it on regardless. So, yeah. As a reminder, guys, Season 2 of Dreamland, which of course looks back on the 2025 World Cup champions, will be premiering tomorrow. The first episode will drop at midday UK time. Then each hour after that, another will drop. So by 4 PM tomorrow, all episodes will be out. That's 11 AM Eastern, 10 AM Central, and try to work out what it is Pacific time. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock in the morning, Pacific time. Right, okay. Yeah. Victoire fans, May 20, 2027, that's when Season 3 will drop, and it'll cover your Championship Series. I'll be writing the scripts for that over the summer, then maybe end of September, beginning October, that's when we'll go into record them. Yeah, so they'll be ready for that. Yeah. So, that is it now. The long, painful summer begins. We've got a long wait now till November the 6th, when World Championships begin. Lady and me will be previewing those throughout the summer. Yeah. Where hopefully there'll be better working conditions. Oh no. God, I need a Mr. Whippy right now. No, scratch that. I need to be sent back to Minnesota right now. Give me the cold any day of the fucking week. Oh my god, it gets worse every year. The more we have to record this heat, it gets worse every year. Right, yeah, so we've got loads more content still to come over the summer. So even though the regular season's done, we are not done. We're far from done. Don't forget, the expansion process is going to begin next week. And then, we'll be here covering that episode with you guys. And then obviously the draft will happen on June the 17th. Yeah, so, it's going to be, so, yeah. And we're going to looking forward over the summer to seeing all the stuff that the Victoire got up to, celebrating their World Cup. Can't wait to see that for you guys. We're expecting really good stories on Drops and Jewels next year. Yeah. That was quite a sweary episode, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, potty mouth! A lot of you. Even Maggie Flair too. She wasn't that foul mouthed when she was with us. Yeah, that was a very swear. What were they drinking out of that cup? That was a very sweary episode. Even Julia dropped an F-bomb. Their poor producer Jackie. Oh, spare a thought for Jackie. All those F-bombs she has to cut out. The poor girl. I hope you treated something nice afterwards. Yeah, so of course we'll be back as always. We've got loads more content coming out between now and the start of Season 4. Exciting times are ahead. But I think we'll finish this stream by saying congratulations to the Montreal Victoire. Okay. Make the most of that, guys, because the target's now on your backs. You're now the one for the target. So make the most of that cup while you can, because, you know, once you dethrone, and you've got nothing but your memories. So. Yeah. It will be interesting to see their Paris ceremony. Yes, and of course we'll be covering that as well. That's also another tradition. We'll be covering that'll be coming towards later in the year. We'll also get this going. Yeah. So thank you all for joining us. What's been an unbearable hot summer day. Spring has ended early this year, boys and girls in the UK. We're now in summer. God help me. God help me. Alright. So I'm going to look at you leaking out. I'm going to strip off again. I never thought he said that, George. Neither did I. Congratulations to the Montreal Victoire on being crowned 2026 World Cup champions. We will see you guys in the fall. And until next time, take care. Don't forget to pull the threes.